Hey everyone, so I'm back with part 2 of the tutorial to make this big koala bear. If you haven't seen part 1 and started, please do check it out. I will have the link down below in my description box. For part 2, you should have already done the body, 2 legs, 2 ears, and 2 arms. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make the head and then show you how to attach all the body parts. So I'm going to get started. Round 1 of the head, what we're going to do is 5 single crochets in the magic ring. So I'm going to use the bottom part of my loom, so turn your loom upside down. We're going to take a single band and wrap it around the bottom peg 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Now with your hook, you're going to reach inside, grab one band, and bring it through. Put the other end on your hook, and bring this band over, and bring it to the side. Go back in for your second, bring it through, put the end on your hook, and now you're going to bring these 2 bands over and bring it to the side. Go back in for your third, bring it through, put the end on your hook and bring these 2 bands over and bring it to the side. Go back in, our fourth, bring it through, and bring these 2 bands over. Bring it to the side. Reach in for your fifth, bring it through, bring these 2 bands over, and you want to attach your stitch marker. Remove off the loom, move your bands around, and you should have 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 2 of the head, what we're going to do is add 2 rubber bands to each chain. So you'll have 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. At the end of this round, you're going to have 10 stitches. So going in your first chain, you're going to add 2 rubber bands, one at a time. Go back in, put another band through. Going on to my next chain, adding 2 rubber bands, one at a time. Go back in. Moving on to the next chain, adding 2 rubber bands. Go back in for your second band. Next chain with 2 bands. And our last chain with 2 bands. You should have 10 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the one on your hook is 10. Remove your stitch marker, add it to your band around your hook. Round 3 of the head, what we're going to do is increase on every second stitch. So the pattern is 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. You're going to repeat this pattern 5 times, and at the end of this round you're going to have 15 stitches. So going in your first stitch with 1 band. Going on to the second stitch, you're going to add 2 bands, one at a time. Repeat 1, your next stitch with 2. Going back in, then start again, 1, your next chain with 2. Go back in, repeat this pattern all the way around. 1, 2. Again, next stitch with 1, and your last stitch with 2. You should have 15 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and the one on your hook is 15. Remove your stitch marker and add it to the band around your hook. For round 4 of the head, what we're going to do is increase on every third stitch. So we're going to go 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, all the way around. You're going to repeat this pattern 5 times. At the end of this round, you should have 20 stitches. So going in your first stitch, not where it's getting pulled, adding 1 rubber band. Our second stitch, 1. And our third stitch with 2. Going back in. And starting the pattern again. 1, 1 in the next, and 2 in the next. Starting again. 1, 1, and 2. Continue this pattern all the way around. And 2 in my last. So you should have 20 stitches. After counting, you can remove your C-clip and attach it to the band around your hook. Increase on every 4th stitch. So every 4th stitch you'll be adding 2 rubber bands. So the pattern is 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, all the way around. You're repeating this pattern 5 times, and at the end of this round you'll have 25 stitches. So bringing 1 band through our first stitch, 1 band through our second stitch, 1 band through our third, and adding 2 rubber bands in the 4th stitch. Go back in and repeat again. 1, 1, 1, 2. Go back in, adding that second rubber band, and start again. 1, 1, 1, and 2. Repeating again. And starting one more time. And 2 bands will be in my last stitch. Now you should have 25 stitches, and you can remove your C-clip and attach it to the band around your hook. For round 6 of the head, what we're going to do is increase on every 5th stitch. So the pattern is going to be 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. So you can see how I set it up, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. You're going to repeat this pattern 5 times. At the end of this round, you're going to have 30 stitches. So just going in your first stitch, adding 1. Your second stitch will have 1. Your third stitch will have 1. Your fourth stitch, 1. And your fifth, you're going to have 2 rubber bands. Add them one at a time. Again, 1. 1. 1. 1 and 2. Repeat this pattern 3 more times. And the last round, last time, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 2 in the last. You should have 30 stitches now. You can just flatten it out. Remove your stitch marker and add it to the band around your hook. For round 7 of the head, what we're going to do is increase it on every 6 stitch. So the pattern's going to be 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. You're going to repeat this pattern 5 times around. At the end of this round, you're going to have 35 stitches. So going in your first stitch with 1, your second stitch, 1, your third stitch, 1, your fourth, 1, your fifth, 1 band, and your sixth, adding 2. Repeat the pattern again. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 2 in the sixth. And again, start again. And 2 in the last. So you should have 35 stitches now. I'm going to remove my C-clip and attach it to the band around my hook. For rounds 8 to rounds 11 of the head, what you're going to do is just single crochet 1 rubber band into each chain all the way around. So you're just going 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 all the way. At the end of each round you should have 35 stitches. So in each pile I have 35 bands. So you're just going in the first stitch and adding 1 rubber band, and just continue that all the way around, 1 in each chain. I'm not going to do this whole round with you because then I'll tend to get quiet and then it gets silent and awkward. So you're just going to add 1 in each chain. All the way around. I like to leave my C-clips on just so I can make sure that I've done enough rounds, and you could do the same thing or remove it, and you can pause the video now, come back to me when you're done all the rounds. For round 12 of the head, what we're going to do is single stitch 1 rubber band in each chain around, but when you get to chain 13, you're going to be adding 1 eye, and then chain 21, you're going to be adding another eye. Because I'm going to be using beads, 9mm pony beads, I'm going to show you how to wrap the eyes around a band. So I'm just going to push this up. I'm going to make 2 eyes with you if you're using bands. Just take a single band, this is black, I'm going to wrap it around 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Take one of the bands and slide it on. So just so you know, I have 35 gray bands here in this pile. We're going to do another eye, wrap 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you have 4 loops, slide it on a gray band. If you're using the beads, just take a gray band and slide it through. Okay. So now we're going to go in our first chain and we're going to start to count up until 13. So going in the first with 1 rubber band. 1, now 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and now I'm going to be adding an eye on 13. So I'm just going to take the end, making sure I'm supporting the other end, bring it through, grab the other end, and slide through. You're going to continue counting 14 in the next, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and sorry, 20, 20, 20, stop. 20, and on the next one you're 21, so you're going to be adding another eye. Go in, bring it through. So I added one eye on our 13th stitch and the other one on 21. So I'm going to go in my next stitch and just add one rubber band. And you're just adding one rubber band all the way to the end. And at the end of this round, you should have 35 stitches. I'm going to remove my C-clip, attach it to the band around my hook, and I'm just going to show you. You're going to see a tiny little stitch if you're using the beads. That is one of your chains. So on our next round, you want to make sure that you use that chain. And here too. That is one of your chains. So if you're counting your stitches, you'll be including those two tiny little chains. For rounds 13 to rounds 19 of the head, we are just going to single crochet in each chain around. So you're just going to be adding one rubber band to each chain. In each pile, I have 35 bands. So at the end of each round, you're going to have 35 stitches. So I'm going to go in my first chain with you, my first round. I'm going to go in the first chain, adding one rubber band. When you get to the eyes, make sure you go through that little stitch that I showed you. Just adding one rubber band to each chain. I'm just going to do half of this round with you. I think it's pretty straightforward. Remember to go take a break if you need to have a break. When you're done rows 19 and you come back, I'm going to show you how to fix the eyes. So just make sure you go into that little stitch if you're using the beads. Remember to go in that little stitch. So you're going to continue this pattern all the way around, finish these rounds, and then come back to me when you're done. So please pause the video. For round 20 of the head, what we're going to do is put a single band in the first 5 chains. So it'll be 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and then you're going to stitch 6 and 7 together. You're going to repeat this pattern 5 times, and at the end of round 20, you're going to have 30 stitches. Before we get started, we're just going to fix the eyes. So you're going to see, and if you look inside the head, you're going to see this band. You're just going to push the eyes through. And that should make the eyes just flat. So starting off on the first chain, adding one band, and then adding one band 5 times. So 5 chains with one band. And you're going to take stitch 6 and 7 and stitch together. Push down in the center of that band and repeat the pattern again. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 6 and 7 together. And repeat this pattern all the way around. So we're making this round smaller. Six and 7 together. Six and 7 together. And one more time. Six and 7. And you should have 30 stitches now. You can just move everything around, move your stitch marker, and add it to the band around your hook. For round 21 of the head, what we're going to do is add a single band in the first 4 chains, and then you're going to stitch 5 and 6 together. So you're going to end up after this round with 25 stitches. So I'm using 25 bands. So in the first chain, you're adding 1. In your second chain, you're adding 1. Your third chain, you're adding 1. In your fourth chain, you're adding 1. Then take 5 and 6 and stitch together. You're repeating this pattern 5 times. Starting again. 1, 1, 1, 1, and 5 and 6 together. Continue this pattern all the way around. And 5 and 6 together. One, 1, 1, 1, 5 and 6 together. And one more time. So you should have 25 stitches. You can remove your C-clip or your stitch marker and add it to the band around your hook. For round 22 of the head, our last round, we are going to put a single band in the first 3 chains and then stitch 4 and 5 together. 1, 1, 1, 4 and 5 together. At the end of this round, you're going to have 20 stitches, so I'm using 20 rubber bands. So going in the first stitch with 1, our second stitch with 1, our third stitch with 1, and take 4 and 5 and stitch together. Repeat this pattern 5 times. Your last rubber band, you're going to do a slip knot to tie it off. 4 and 5 together. Repeat again. 1, 1 in the next, 1 in the next, 4 and 5 together. Repeat again. 1, 1, 1, 4 and 5 together. And one more time. 1, 1, 1. And your last 2 stitches, we're going to stitch together and you're going to do a slip knot. So just slide the band through all of the loops that are on your hook, grab the end, and tie it off. So you should have 20 stitches. Remove your stitch marker, and this is what the head looks like. So now what we're going to do is stuff the body and the head. So you're going to grab some stuffing. I'm going to do the head first. Remember, you don't want the stuffing coming through the bands. And do the body. And that should be okay. So now we're going to sew the head onto the body, and I'm going to use the neon green because it's the same color as I have here at the neck area. So I'm going to use 20 rubber bands. We have 20 stitches. So I'm going to start off at the back, and I'm going to put my hook through the first chain right beside the slip knot. Now I'm going to, this is the back of the head where your slip knot is. You're going to put your hook through the first chain right beside the slip knot. So I'm just putting my hook through, and I'm going to grab one band and I'm going to bring it through all of the loops that are around my hook, grab the end, and slide through. Now going for your next loop on the body, your next loop on the head, grab a band, bring it through the head, through the body, and put on your hook, and slide through. The next chain on the body, the next chain on the head, slide through the head, slide through the body, put on your hook, and slide through. You're going to continue this all the way around, grabbing the body first, then the head, sliding through on your hook, and slide through. Make sure you grab the body first, then the head, I'm starting to grab stuffing, so just make sure you're fixing the stuffing. Body, head, band, bring it through, on your hook, and slide. Make sure you're looking at the chains, that you're grabbing the next chain over and not the same chain as you used. Body, head, body, head. Your last band, you want to do a slip knot to tie it off. And my last, I'm going to go in, bring it through all of the loops that are around your hook, and you can do a slip knot. Now we're going to sew on the arms, and you're going to need 2 bands of the same color that you have here, so I'll be using yellow. You're going to put your koala bear here to the side, and you want to put your arm so that it's kind of at the side of the head, just using the measurements here, looking at it, the side of the body and the side of the head. So you don't want to have it here, just kind of like at the side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sew under the arm this time, and I'm just going to sew it about here, so you can just kind of see by looking at the body where you want to place the arms. So I'm going to put the arm up like this, and whatever way you're comfortable sewing it, this way or this way, I'm going to be going this way, and I'm going to go under my first loop, so wherever I think that I want to start this at. If I start it here, my arm's going to be kind of to the front. So I'm just going to have it angled, and I'm going to start on the first chain right here, and I'm going to grab this loop. So I'm going under the chain on the body, going to grab that slip knot that we did on the arm, bring it underneath. Go to the next chain over, go underneath the body, grab that slip knot on the arm, bring it underneath, and slide it under the other slip knot. You're going to go for the next chain on the body, grab the slip knot on the arm, and slide it under the other slip knot. You're going to go for the next chain on the body, grab this next slip knot, bring it underneath, and slide it underneath the other slip knot. Now you have 2 more slip knots here. Those 2 are going to be brought through the same loop under the body. So go underneath the next loop on the body. You're going to grab 1 chain at a time, 1 slip knot at a time, bring it underneath, and underneath the other slip knot. Go back under that same chain on the body, grab the last slip knot and bring it through, and bring it through the other slip knot. Now we're going to tie this off, and what I'm going to do is go back under that same chain on the body. I'm going to grab right in the corner here of the arm. So I'm going to go through the corner of the arm. I'm going to grab 1 band, and I'm going to do a slip knot. So I'm going to bring it through the body, through the arm, underneath that chain on the body, and under that other chain that I had on my hook. Grab the end and do a slip knot. And that should be good. Now I'm going to do the other arm with you. To do the other arm, you want to make sure that you have it at the right angle and about the right kind of spot that you want to start at. So if I put my arm here, it's going to be kind of funny to the side. So you want to make sure 2 spots. You're on the right spot and even to the sides here at the body. So I'm going to start about here on this chain right here. I'm going to sew upside down here again. Grab the first chain on the arm, go underneath the next chain on the body, grabbing that slip knot, bring it underneath and slide. The next chain on the body, grab that slip knot, bring it through. Going for the next chain, bring it underneath, grab that slip knot, under, through the other one. Going for the next chain, I'm going to grab that slip knot, bring it underneath. I'm going to go back in that same chain on the body, grab that last slip knot, and bring it underneath. I'm going to go back underneath that same chain on the body. I'm going to go through the corner here of the arm. I'm going to go through both corners here, grabbing my band, bringing it through all of the loops that are around my hook, grabbing the end and tying it off. Now any of these chains that you find open here, again, remember you can just loosen up some of the tension. I'm just going to loosen up just some of these tensions right in the front here. They're a bit loose. The openings of the holes in the bands there. And just so you know, if you do have too much stuffing, all you have to do is take some out, because I have a little bit too much. Just use your hook, and you can take a pencil and put it back in. And if you take out too much, all you have to do is take some stuffing, put it at one of the ends, and just shove it in, that's all. You can take these slip knots. I'm going to do this after, but just so you know, just take the slip knots and go underneath and bring it through, and you can hide them. Same thing with all of them all the way around. Next, we're going to sew on the legs. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my first my first slip knot is going to go through our magic ring. So find your magic ring at the bottom. You should see kind of like a little flower effect right here. So I'm going to basically put my leg, I'm not going to sew him straight, I'm going to sew the leg kind of on an angle. So if you put them both together, if you put them straight, they'll be fine just two. But you'll see that I'm kind of turning them. I'm going to start with one, and I'm going to be sewing this one backwards. So I'm turning them around, and I'm going to sew. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to sew this way. So this is like this. And I'm going to go through the magic ring, and I'm going to grab my first slip knot and bring it through. So just be careful how you sew it. I'm going on an angle. So I'm going to go through the next chain right beside it. I'm going to grab my next slip knot on the leg and bring it through. I'm going to go for my next chain, grab that slip knot and bring it through. My next chain. And if you don't like the positioning after you're done, just take it apart, undo it. It comes off fairly easily. I'm going to go through the next chain, and I'm going to grab my next slip knot, and then I'm going to go back in that same chain on that body and grab the next slip knot. So going through that same chain again, grabbing that last slip knot and bring it through. Go back in that same slip knot, grab the corner of the leg, go through, give me 1 second, I'm going to go through the top yellow bands here on the leg, grab a band and bring it through all the chains, and you're going to do a slip knot. Now right here I have a bit of a gap right here, so I'm actually just going to fix that. That means I just grabbed too many bands on the body, or it's just too much tension, too much pulling. So I'm just going to undo it, and I'm just going to show you. So that means I'm just going to grab a chain right below it, because that's just stretching the opening. So I'm just going to undo the last two, and I'm going to grab the next chain instead of that one. And I'm just going to repeat, going through the same chain and grabbing the last one, bringing it through. I'm going to go through the same chain, grab the bands on the corner of the leg, a band, and do a slip knot through. Going through all of the chains on my hook. And that's better. I'm going to do the next leg. So to do the next leg again, I'm going to have him facing up this time. Because I'm right-handed, I'm going to go this way. I'm going to start again in that magic circle, the same spot. So I'm going to go in. I'm going to grab the first chain on the leg, bring it through. And I'm going to kind of go on the same measurement kind of the other leg, so make sure you're keeping an eye on that. You don't want to have your one leg going like this. Going through the next chain, grabbing the next slip knot on the leg and bringing it through. Next chain on the body. Looking for my next slip knot. Next chain. I have 2 chains, slip knots left on the leg, so I'm going to make sure that I'm going to go through the same loop on the body for both of those. Now before I do the slip knot, I just want to make sure that the legs are in a good position, and I think they are. So I'm going to go through that same loop on the body. I'm just going to grab the corner bands here of the leg, and I'm going to do a slip knot. Oop. I didn't do a slip knot, did I? I'm just going to undo it. Going back in, going to redo it, bringing it through all of the loops that are on my hook, grabbing the end and tying it off. Now you just want to fix the legs up. So now I'm going to show you how to make the nose. What I'm going to do is 5 single crochets on the magic ring. So turn your loom upside down, take a single band, wrap it around the peg 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Now I'm going to use 5 rubber bands, and we're going to go in, take a single band and bring it through. Grab the end and bring it over. Bring it to the side, go back in, your second band and bring it through. Put the end on your hook, and now you have 3 loops. Bring the 2 over and bring it to the side. Go back in, grab another band, bring these 2 loops over, bring it to the side. Go in for your 4th band, bring it through, on your hook, 2 bands over, bring it to the side. And our last, our 5th. Remove off the loom. You don't need a stitch marker. You're just going to move your bands around. And now I'm going to use 2 black bands, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in the first chain, grab 1 band, and I'm going to do a slip knot. So I'm going to bring it through all of the bands that are on my hook, grab the end, and tie it off. I'm going to go back in that same chain and do this again. Bring it through all the loops, grab the end, and tie it off. And this is what you should have. I'm going to show you how to put the ears on. Don't mind the mouth. I'm going to show you this in a second. I ruined my 2 clips showing you how to put the nose and the ears on, so I am just going a little bit backwards here. What I want you to do is I'm going to do one side first. You can see I took off my ears off here. I am going to take one of the ears, and I'm going to look for the 2 bands that are closest together. So one had my original slip knot and one was the one I added right beside. I'm going to have that at the top of the head. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look for my magic circle. So you'll see like this little flower print kind of thing. You want to make sure it's in the same line as the eyes. Now you also want to make sure that this part at the back of the ear is at the side of the head. So just make sure that it's kind of in the center of your arm. Now what you're going to do, I'm going to start here at the bottom. I'm going to sew straight. So I'm not going to be sewing like how the ear is kind of on an angle here. I'm just going to sew straight up. So I'm going to go on the first chain on the body, right beside the slip knot. Bring the slip knot underneath. Go to the chain above. So I'm going to stay where on the head. You want to stay at the chains that are at the center, in the middle of this arm, kind of the center of the head here, this middle here. Go in the next chain, go underneath and grab that slip knot and bring it through this band. Go in the next chain above, same thing. Above that, grab the slip knot, bring it under, and the next one, above that, the head, then you grab the slip knot, bring it underneath, slide it. The last two slip knots at the top, they're going to go through the same hole on the head. So I'm going to go through the same hole, grab that last slip knot, bring it underneath, and now I'm going to go back in that same hole like we did with the legs. I'm going to grab two bands here, so one chain at the top. I'm going to grab a single gray band, do a slip knot, so I'm going to go through all of the bands that are on my hook. I lost it, so I'm just going to go back again, bring it in, bring it through all of the bands, grab the other end, and tie it off. And one ear is done. It's kind of loose here at the bottom, probably because I stretched my band now. So I'm just going to pull on this side, and one ear is done. Now we're going to do the other ear. So the same thing, you want to make sure your magic circle is right beside the eye, the same line, and you're sewing straight up the side so it's in the center of the arm and the middle here, the center of the head. So I'm going to start at the bottom, making sure that my two loops that are right beside each other, my slip knots, are at the top. You also want to make sure that you're doing it the same nicely as the other side. So I'm going to actually turn I'm going to turn them upside down and sew this way. So starting one loop on the body, grabbing slip knot, bringing it through, going above that, and I go above that, and I think I'm going too far over. Again, when you get to the top, you're bringing those 2 loops in the same hole. And I'm grabbing stuffing, it's okay. I'm going to go in the same hole and bring these 2 one at a time back in. And now I'm going to go back in that hole and I'm going to grab 2 of the loops on the ears in the corner there. I'm going to grab a gray band and do a slip knot. And bring it through all of the bands that are around my hook and tie it off. And then you can just hide your slip knot. And the ears are on. We're going to sew the nose on. Again, don't mind the mouth. I'm going to show you to do that next. What you're going to do is you're going to have the slip knot at the top. What you want to do is have the top part of the nose, so our first stitch is going to go in the center, the same line as the eyes. So you're going to see, I started right here. You're going to take a black rubber band. You're going to go through this stitch right here on the slip knot, right in there. Now you're going to find the center. So I'm going to start right about here. I'm going to go through the nose, through the head, and bring a black band through. And put on your hook and just slide. Now right beside the slip knot, you're going to see this little chain in here. Put your hook through and you're going to go on the other side right beside it. Right beside this one, get a black band, attach, bring it through the face and through the nose, put on your hook and slide. Now for our next stitch, we're just going to go down 1. So we did 1, 2, and now going down 1. So you're going to go through the stitch right below on the nose and down 1 on the face. Grab a band, bring it through the nose, on your hook, and slide. Now we're going to go right down below that one. So on my next chain, so on the face, I'm going to go right below. So I'm just going to go here, grab a band, bring it through, on my hook, and slide. Now we're right here. We're going to go straight across. So you're going to go for the next chain on the nose. And we're going to go, we're about here. Bring it through, on your hook, and slide. So now we're here, we're going to go up, and this is where we're going to do a slip knot. So this is our last one. So I'm going to go in the next chain. This one's being used. And I'm going to go grab 2 loops on the face, bring a band, bring it through the other loop to do a slip knot. And now you just fix the nose up. And then you can just hide these slip knots. Just go under the nose. And bring the band underneath. And then you can just fix the face. And next I'll show you to do the mouth. So now we're going to do the mouth, and I'm going to use 3 rubber bands, black, and we're going to slip knot these together. So taking one and put on your hook. The other band, another one at the tip, slide on top, and you're just doing a slip knot. Take another band and put at the tip, support with your finger, slide, grab the other end, boop, support with your finger, and slide. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the center of the face, right where I want the little smile. So I'm going to go through the center. I think I'm going to put the mouth about here. And I'm going to go out another end, but I'm going to go 1 stitch, 1 row, 2 rows, and you can see 3 rows. I'm going to grab this end, an end of the band, and bring it through. Now I'm going to turn them upside down. I'm going to grab this end with my hook, this end, and I'm sliding the middle band right through. Turn them around, and that's one side done. Now we have to find the proper placement for the other side. So I am going to remove my hook off, hold the band. I'm going to put my hook in the center, again, that same hole, and I'm going to go out the other way. And try to find the even distance, the same. Grab the end and bring it through. You might have to do this side just a couple of times. If you don't get on the first one, don't give up. And that seems like a proper placement, but I let go of my band. I'm just going to bring it through and fix up the tension. And hold on to this with my hook. And I grab some stuffing. And I'm going to take a black rubber band, another one, and I'm going to do a slip knot. So with the band around your hook, you want to go in that same hole in the center and come out the other side of the bands. I'm going to actually go through the center and go out this side of the bands. So just go right underneath the bands. Grab the band, bring it through all of the loops on your hook. Grab the other end and just do a slip knot right in the center there. And then you can just hide the slip knot. And then you can just push it in. And he's done. I hope you enjoyed Looming with Cheryl. Please subscribe down below. I have a lot more designs to load, and I'll see you next time with another. Bye for now.